everyone, Rachel Haverstick here with IU13's Teaching and Learning Collaborative, talking with you today about Freckle by Renaissance, which was formerly known as Front Row, which may be familiar to some of you. My focus is going to be mainly on using it for mathematics for students in K-2 or 3-5, although it is available for math grades K through 9 and for ELA grades K through 12. You'll see here that it is available for free. There are some features that are available only in the premium version, although in light of the school closures, they've made unlimited access available in the free platform for the duration of the school closure. So you can sign up for free here. I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Whenever possible, I create my usernames and sign in using Google. So I advise you to do the same if you are a Google school. And once you get logged in to Freckle.com, it's going to take you to the teacher dashboard. On the teacher dashboard, by default, you're going to land on the activity page, which is going to give you an overview of the kinds of things your students have been working on. But before we do that, I want to show you on the roster page where you can go ahead and set up a class to get started. Right here where it says Add New Class, you have a couple different options. One is to import from Google Classroom or to create your class manually. If you're going to create your class manually, you'll name your class and identify the grade levels that the students are in. You can select more than one grade level if you teach a multi-age classroom. You can then copy and paste your roster from a spreadsheet or add individual students by name here. And identify the grade level if you've identified more than one grade level. If you only picked one grade level for the class, you'll only see one option here. It'll be auto-populated. This is also where you can identify if a student needs Spanish support or if it'll be English-only content. The default is English-only, although for our English learners whose primary language is Spanish, it does give the nice feature to provide some Spanish support. And then you'll click on Finish Creating Class. I'm going to go back to the roster because I already have a class created, and you'll see your first class, you're able to have access all subject areas. Again, for math and ELA, you have unlimited student practice. You do have limited ability to do teacher assigned practice where you identify the standard that you want students to be working on and then assign associated content. And some of these things are available for social studies and science. If you create more than one class, you'll notice that you only have the ability for those subsequent classes to practice math and ELA. The other content areas are grayed out on the free edition. So if you happen to serve multiple classes, you may want to keep them all in one for this purpose, but you could have multiple sections if you're only planning on multiple classes, if you're only planning on using it for math or ELA. It's also going to give you a class code. This is what students are going to use when they log in. They're going to go to student.freckle.com, enter the class code, and then they will see the student names listed. They just simply click on their student name to get started. You do have some options up here if you wanted to set password protection, rename your class, print login cards, etc. You can do all of that here through the class options under the roster section. A couple areas I want to quickly point out. Assignments or subjects is where you would go to identify specific things you'd like them to work on. So again, they do have the practice, but you can also do teacher assigned content. So under here, under add assignment, you'd be able to go and find in the subject area, let's say targeted practice, and you could identify for a specific class. If you want to give it to all students in that class, you could click here, continue, and then identify the standard that you want to assign content related to. You can also do that under the specific subject by going to assign. Under the subjects, this is where you would also have access to some printable resources. And while you may not be printing things right now, you could also generate PDF documents of associated resources and then be able to upload them in your learning management system. Under the activity feed, this is where you can see what students are working on. It gives you a quick snapshot of the kind of things they're doing, whether or not their scores are good, what the last thing they practice is, etc. So again, get in, play around, set up a course, and your students will go to students.freckle.com to get started with that class code. So you will need to provide that to them in order for them to be able to access this free account.